All your favorite products under one roof in Bahrain at 27-year-old Megamart and Macromart. Bakery, fresh meat and fish, fruits and vegetables, sweets and snacks, ready-to-eat foods, dairy products, grocery or consumer goods. To have a wonderful shopping experience, please visit your nearest Megamart Macromart branch. Megamart and Macromart, full of goodness.
With our stunning collection of fine jewelry, gemstones, pearls and diamonds, fine pieces in timeless designs and unspoken elegance. Al Siraj Jewelry, our story, our pride.
വിഷമിക്കണ്ട, എല്ലാം ശരിയാവും.
ലുലു മണി, സ്നേഹപൂർവ്വം.
The exclusive franchisee of Cochin Kala Bhavan in Bahrain, with over a decade of existence in Bahrain. Exclusive online regular classes have started for classical dances, music vocal, instrumental music, cinematic dance, Kathak, Zumba body fitness, karate and yoga, drawing, arts and craft, children's theatre. For more information, please call 3909-6845, 3909-4806, 3885-2397, or visit www.bahrainmediacity.com. Since 2006, Magnum Imprint have been offering high standards of quality with our professional team that delivers all your advertising and promotional requirements efficiently and promptly. For more details, please contact 39887088 or 33856330 or 33
family, a group experience of love and support. Good evening, dear viewers. Welcoming each of you with lots of love to this week's episode of Big Love, the Family Frame. Bringing to you in a frame families, the bond that brings together families. Well, in today's episode of Big Love, we have a very special family here. Before that, let me wish each of you this season's greetings, hoping that you and your families are all safe, healthy and happy. So in this week's episode, we have the proud family of a young prodigy, Leon Burgess. So we'll get to know more about them. All I can say right now is that this book here, this is the reason why we are here in this episode with this family. Anyways, keeping to you the reason as a surprise, we move ahead with this week's episode of Big Love with Mr. Lijo Itup and family. So let's go ahead. Good evening, all of you. Welcome to Big Love. Thank you for joining with us in this episode. So, Lijo Cheta, firstly to begin with, can you introduce all your family members to us?
Yeah, so thank you for this opportunity. Good evening to everybody who's listening into whichever part of the world you are. So what I'll do is that I'll introduce myself and let them introduce themselves, which would be the best. So that, yeah. So my name is Lijo Burgess Itup. So I live in Dubai with my family. I run a digital marketing agency called Prodigy Connect. So I've been there for the last 10 years. After spending 15 years in corporate life, working with likes of Pepsi, Microsoft, Nokia, Berger Paints, I started off my own agency, entrepreneurship. So I've been in that journey for the last 4 years, and my family is there with me. I would next let my son Leon introduce himself.
Hello, good evening to everyone. So my name is Leon Joseph Verghese and I'm 12 years old. I live in Dubai and I'm in grade 7 and I go to James Mohan Academy, Dubai. My hobbies that I usually do are to play football. I also love to read and play video games. And I also like to watch F1 whenever the races come. My favorite subjects would be maths and English and science. And yeah.
Thanks for this opportunity. Good evening to all viewers. Season's greetings. I'm Nini Thomas and I'm also based in Dubai with my family. I work with SAP Middle East and North Africa as a regional commercial advisor. Prior to that, I was working in India when we were here with the likes of Capgemini and Satyam. So that's about me. I'd hand it over to my dad.
Hello, good evening. My story is a special story. First of all, I thank you all because you are introducing my family and my grandchild at this opportunity. I thank you all. My story is a special story. I joined the army during 1963 and after serving 15 years, I got retired and I again joined SBI. There I have served around for 24 years. After that, it was in Calcutta. Then after retirement, I came to this place and now I am living in Mukannur. And my family is, another son is there. He is in USA and we all are happy here.
അപ്പോൾ ഇതായാലും എല്ലാവരും അങ്കിളും ഒക്കെ ഇൻട്രൊഡ്യൂസ് ചെയ്തു. ഇനി ആൻറ്റിയുടെ പേരെന്താണ്?
എൻ്റെ പേര് മേരി ഇട്ടുപ്പ്.
ഓക്കെ, ആൻറ്റി എവിടെയാണ് വർക്ക് ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ട്?
ഞാൻ കൽക്കട്ട ഇന്ത്യൻ അയൺ ആൻഡ് സ്റ്റീൽ കമ്പനിക്കകത്ത് ഒരു ഹോസ്പിറ്റലിലാണ്.
ഓക്കെ, ഹോസ്പിറ്റലിൽ ഞാൻ 30 ഇയേഴ്സ് വർക്ക് ചെയ്തു. അവിടെ വർക്കിംഗ് പീരിയഡിൽ എനിക്കൊരു അവാർഡ് കിട്ടി, ബെസ്റ്റ് നേഴ്സ് അവാർഡ്. ഓക്കെ.
ആൻഡ് ഞാൻ അതിനുശേഷം റിട്ടയറായി. എൻ്റെ ഹസ്ബൻഡ് അവിടെ വർക്ക് ചെയ്യുമായിരുന്നു. അതിനുശേഷം ഞങ്ങൾ രണ്ടുപേരും ഇങ്ങോട്ട് നാട്ടിലേക്ക് വന്നു. ഇവിടെ മൂക്കന്നൂർ എന്ന സ്ഥലത്ത്
റിട്ടയർമെന്റ് ലൈഫാണ്,
എൻജോയ് ചെയ്യുന്നു. എൻ്റെ 2 മക്കളും ഉണ്ട്. ഒന്ന് ലിജോ, ഒന്ന് ലിനോ. ലിജോയ്ക്ക് ഒരു മകനുണ്ട്, അവനാണ്
ഇവിടെ ഇരിക്കുന്നത്,
ലിയോൺ വർഗീസ്. രണ്ടാമത്തെ മകൻ USA-ലാണ്. അവന് 2 മക്കളുണ്ട്. ഒരു ഫാമിലി വിത്ത് USA-ലാണ്. സെറ്റിൽഡ് ദെയർ.
ഓക്കെ. അപ്പൊ ഏതായാലും ഇപ്പൊ സന്തോഷകരമായ ഒരു ജീവിതമാണ്. അതെ,
Okay, we are very happy like leading.
വെരി ഹാപ്പി. അപ്പൊ ഏതായാലും നിങ്ങൾ എല്ലാവരും ഇൻട്രൊഡ്യൂസ് ചെയ്തു. നിങ്ങൾ ദുബായ് സെറ്റിൽഡ് ആണ് അല്ലേ? ഫാമിലി ആയിട്ട് ദുബായ് സെറ്റിൽഡ് ആണ്. ഇപ്പം ഇവിടെ നാട്ടിൽ വന്നേക്കുന്നത് ഗ്രാൻഡ് പാരൻസിനൊക്കെ കാണാനൊക്കെ ആയിട്ട്. അപ്പൊ ക്രിസ്മസ് ഒക്കെ ആയിട്ട് വന്നതാണല്ലേ? എൻജോയ് ചെയ്തോ ക്രിസ്മസ് വെക്കേഷൻ ഹോളിഡേസ്?
എൻജോയ് ചെയ്തുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കുന്നു. ഇറ്റ്സ് ബിൻ 2.5 years since we not come to care. So yes, we are enjoying ourselves over here.
So it's a special vacation after 2.5 years.
Yes, it's a very, very special vacation.
So even parents are very happy, isn't it? Anyways, when I began the episode, I showed this book to our viewers, but I did not tell them what exactly is this book about. So instead of me telling them, can you do the honors?
So instead of me telling also, I'll give it to him. But before I give it to him, because it's completely his hard work, over 7 months, considering that he was also doing school in between, his exams in between. So I'll give it to him. So before I give it to him, just say that we are very proud of his efforts. It doesn't come easy, and the fact that he stuck on to it in spite of times when he was not motivated, he kept on it, which essentially says discipline plays a role in whatever you do. So fortunately he's very interested in reading books, which held him over a period of time. So just reading books and building him his entire flow of how he writes a book. So before I say further, so I'll give it to him to explain the journey of writing the book and about the book also. Leon.
Yes, Leon.
About my book, I would like to say writing my book wasn't easy. It like my dad said, it took 6 to 7 months to write it, and at times I did feel demotivated, didn't feel like writing, but obviously with inspiration and like a little push from my parents and all my family, they really helped me to finish my book. And while I was writing my book, I was like, how proud they would be if I actually wrote a book. That's a pretty big deal.
And you reached here.
Yeah. So, and about my book, it's the genre.
Okay, so just to clarify to the viewers, Leon Verghese has written this book and has got it published at 12 years of age, isn't it? Yes. That's a wonderful thing. So we'll know more about the book from him. So what's the name of the book?
The name of the book is Traveling Through the Ages.
What is it about?
The book is about 2 kids. Their name are Noah and Adam. They basically have a school project to do, and they go to the library to research. But while in the library, they stumble upon a book which takes it's a mystical book. It's very mysterious, and this takes them time traveling, and this takes them a journey through time, and this really makes them conceive time in a completely different way once they're back.
Okay, so how did you come to this concept while writing a book? No, let me begin with asking, when did you start writing?
I think I started writing roughly February. I think in February. Yeah, I started writing in February. Yeah. So and then I finished writing my book in October, if I'm right. So the reason I started writing is when I had finished the Percy Jackson series. When I finished it, I felt like there was something else could be there. Like I was very unsatisfied with the ending.
Okay.
So what I had done is I had gone online and searched up like the ending to this book, because I'm not sure if there had been an ending or an extra book. But I saw something called a fan fiction. A fan fiction is basically a fiction book that fans of a certain series write.
Okay.
So it had its own ending, and I was pretty fascinated about this, about how they wrote their own ending and everything. And that's when I started writing my own fan fictions. And then one of my teachers, they had seen one of them and thought that was really, really good, that I had written very well, and they thought that I could publish a book, and got me and my parents in contact with these people called Young Authors Academy, who help young kids to accomplish their dream of writing a book and publishing it. So this is one of the main things that inspired me in thinking that how a person really thought that it was my writing was very good, and that really inspired me along with my parents, and that's how I got writing a book.
So would you like to mention the teacher's name?
My teacher's name is Malavika. She's a communications teacher.
Okay.
It's not a school teacher, it's outside, it's a class. outside of school.
And that was a great inspiration for you. That really motivated you.
Yes.
Okay, that's really nice. So when you were small, do you usually write? Were you interested in writing?
I always thought of, like, thought that would be pretty cool to write a book when I was really young. And even at a young age, I read a lot of books myself. And obviously, with writing a book comes a lot of cool thing, like I'd be so cool kind of thing. Obviously, a 5-year-old would think that.
Yes, that's true.
So obviously, at a young age, I thought of writing a book, and I actually never thought that I would actually write a book. That's just like something that I wish I could do, and now at 12 years of age I actually did.
You were very fond of reading books.
Yes.
And that's what brought you till here.
Yes.
And what kind of books do you generally like to read?
I generally like to read fiction books, mostly into fantasy and mystery and adventure. And sometimes I'll read some non-fiction books, some biographies or autobiographies of some certain people.
Nice.
Like Steve Jobs and a lot of other people.
Anyways, we have lots to ask to Leon. He is definitely the star of today's episode. Let us go and hear from some others as well. Nini Cheji, initially when he started writing, what did you exactly feel? Did you hope that it would reach up to this book, it will get published, or what did you feel about it?
To be frank, he reads a lot and he's always been an outdoor child, more into games, football or other things.
Okay.
So I really didn't expect he would write. So when he wrote his first fan fiction and he shared it with me, I was taken aback by the way he wrote, because I do help him with his studies, so didn't expect that from him. And surprised with the way he attended those classes by Young Authors Academy quite passionately.
Okay.
He's not a very patient person, so to see him sit there write was a totally revelation, a different side of my son. And when he actually we didn't read it through the journey because we didn't want to influence the writing. So when the first copy came to proofread, to hold that book itself was totally ecstatic, unbelievable feeling for a parent. When I read through the first book and when I had to make corrections, it was just very minor correction. But I really didn't expect a book. And the first thing I told him was, oh my God, this is written by you. And every day when he holds the book or somebody compliments him, it's a surreal experience. So even coming here and being with you on this evening is totally unbelievable. And I'm sure parents, grandparents, friends, family are thrilled with this achievement. And I really hope he continues with this passion in the future too.
Yes, I can see that happiness in all of your faces. Anyways, Lijo Cheta, how was the journey of getting this book published?
So one thing that was very clear in our head and that Nini briefly mentioned is that we will not have any of our stamp or influence on the book. It has to be pure him. Good, bad, ugly, we don't care. That effort itself has to be. So even to the extent that the book cover, how it's going to be designed, the font that's going to be decided. We gave him options and the Academy also gave him options. But eventually what the book is completely him. From the cover to the last page is completely him. There's nothing that we have influenced.
The cover was also designed by him?
No, so this, I'll let me tell you to the process. So this Young Authors Academy, essentially, their job is to make sure that whatever processes of writing, so there are lots of thoughts in the head. The writing is not random, and there's a structure to the writing. And end of the day, he's a 12-year-old and he needs that guidance of how to write a book. And since it's the first book, so they guided him into the structure. And once the book was over, they then say that, okay, if the book has to be published based on how the story is. So they give us few options on how the covers can be, how the font can be. So based on that, he chose what works best for him. So it was a mix and match of his thoughts and the Academy. So he said he wants this, which essentially did reflect the story. It was a book, it had the watch, it was time travel. So mix and match of everything. And this group has got publishing rights of the book across the globe. So right now this book is available no matter which part of the world you are, as long as there's an Amazon store which sells those books, be it India, be it Australia, US, UK, UAE, Saudi, anywhere where it's Amazon store, its book is readily available to order online. The book actual physical publication takes place in US and UK, and it's because of the Amazon network is transported across the world easily. So that's what the book from conceptualizing the book and to the execution of the book and the publication, the journey was. So yeah, so that's how the entire journey happened. At every point of time, he is remotivated, and not to do, so you cannot push this process, right? But the entire writing block, the creativity is always a challenge, right? You need to see each chapter has to end in a certain way, and those chapters has to end up in a book in a certain way. So all that put together, I will let him explain the writing process. But from outside process, it was making sure that he finds the right support, has his own viewpoint, and the right options and the right way of doing things. So that's what we did for him. Now I give it to him to speak, I guess, more of how the writing process works.
Yes. So how did you go about with the writing process?
So Young Authors Academy did play a big role in the process of writing my book. So for the first few classes, they gave a few grammar lessons about how to write the book and all of that. And then after a few classes, I started writing the book. And basically, it was on a document where my teacher could
also view.
Yeah, like check it and see if it was good and all of that. Like they would check if there's any grammatical mistakes or if there's a thing I could change here and there, and I'm pretty sure without them I don't think I could actually publish a book. So they played a big role. And once I had finished my book and they had gone through all the grammatical changes, first they asked me if there was anything that I needed to change, and if there wasn't, they would go ahead to start the publishing process.
Okay.
But during the process, like I said, it wasn't easy. I had for this period of time, I had a writer's block for a long time, and it was hard to find ideas, and spent a lot of time having to brainstorm for ideas, and I really came out short, like I had run out of creativity. But eventually I had gotten an idea and I just finished the book from there. But once I had finished the book and they had gotten ready for publishing, they had given me a few images for the cover, and once I had picked one, they had also given me fonts for the text in the book and for the cover. And once I had picked that, it had all been ready, and it would be on Amazon in a few days, and we also got our own few copies.
That's really great. Definitely getting back to you, I have lots to ask you. Anyways, Ittup uncle. Uncle, എപ്പോഴായിരുന്നു അങ്കിൾ അറിഞ്ഞത് കൊച്ചുമോൻ ഇങ്ങനെ ഒരു ബുക്ക് എഴുതുന്നുണ്ട്? അത് ഫസ്റ്റ് അറിഞ്ഞപ്പോൾ എന്തായിരുന്നു അങ്കിളുടെ റിയാക്ഷൻ?
ഫസ്റ്റ് അത് പറയരുതായിരുന്നോ? നീ ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ ചോദിച്ചുകൊണ്ട് ഞാൻ പറയാണ്. എൻ്റെ മകൻ ലിജോ എന്നോട് ഒരു ദിവസം ഫോണിൽ കൂടെ സംസാരിച്ചപ്പോൾ പറഞ്ഞു, ഡാഡി, one secret is going on. I will not tell you.
Okay.
Don't disclose it. He told me Leon is writing a book something. He never knows what he is doing. I was totally excited.
Okay.
My grandson, very small one, and he is writing a book. Once I wanted to tell him, how is your book? I want to ask him, how is your book writing? He told me, don't tell now. It is a secret. He was keeping it as a very secret. One day he saw it and told me. That was it was so exciting. കൊച്ചുമകൻ എന്നുള്ള നിലയ്ക്ക് ഈ വയസ്സിൽ അവൻ ബുക്ക് എഴുതിയപ്പോൾ എനിക്ക് ഞങ്ങൾക്ക്
ഒട്ടും പ്രതീക്ഷിക്കാത്തൊരു കാര്യമാണ്.
ഈവൻ ഐ തിങ്ക് ഹി ഡോണ്ട് നോ ദി ഡെപ്ത് ഓഫ് ദി വികാരം. ആ വികാരത്തിന്റെ ഡെപ്ത് അവൻ മനസ്സിലാക്കണില്ല. നാച്ചുറലി ഹി വാസ് റൈറ്റിംഗ് എ ബുക്ക്.
സ്വന്തം വലുപ്പം സ്വയം അറിയില്ലല്ലോ എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്.
അറിയില്ല അവന് അതിന്റെ ഡെപ്ത് എന്താന്ന്. ഇവിടെ ഞാനിത് എൻ്റെ ഗ്രൂപ്പിലൊക്കെ ഡിസ്ക്ലോസ് ചെയ്തപ്പോൾ അവർ പറഞ്ഞു, അവൻ്റെ വയസ്സ് എത്രയാണെന്ന്. ഞാൻ പറഞ്ഞു 11 years, completed 11 years. They were so much, and so many people congratulated. One WhatsApp comment I got it. I told him one WhatsApp comment it was, nowadays children are going to, behind the it's called mobile phone, and your grandson is going through this way, which is wonderful. It was told. Very good. It is
really proud.
Really proud of this child.
അങ്കിൾ എപ്പോഴായിരുന്നു
Now also you don't know what is the depth of this.
അങ്കിൾ എന്നിട്ട് ബുക്ക് വായിച്ചു നോക്കിയോ?
Frankly speaking, it was high standard English. I couldn't follow most of the part. So I read it and I could understand something, not fully. That is the actual fact. He got a good vocabulary. My son used to read so many books. You cannot imagine that much of amount of book he read. The same thing is going with him.
So definitely it's there in the blood.
Now we got around 20 books he brought on Amazon. It is here. He will carry it to Dubai and he will read it there. Great. I asked him, will he read it all this? Of course he will read it. ഇവിടെ വന്ന് തന്നെ അവൻ 2 ബുക്ക് വായിച്ചു കഴിഞ്ഞപ്പോൾ ഇവിടെ അത് വന്നു കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ട് ഉടനെ അത്രമാത്രം ബുക്ക്. ഇവര് ഇതിന് മുമ്പത്തെ വർഷങ്ങളിൽ ഇങ്ങോട്ട് വരുമ്പോൾ ഇവിടേക്ക് വരുമ്പോൾ അവനവിടെ ആമസോണിൽ ഓർഡർ ചെയ്തുകൊണ്ട് എങ്ങോട്ട് വരണേ. ഇവിടെ ബുക്ക് വന്ന ഇവൻ വിളിച്ച് പറയും, ഡാഡി ബുക്കുകൾ വരും മേടിച്ച് വെച്ചേരട്ടോന്ന്. അങ്ങനെ മാതിരി ബുക്ക് വായിച്ചിട്ടുണ്ട്. എൻ്റെ ക്വാളിറ്റി അപ്പൻ്റെ ക്വാളിറ്റി മകനും കിട്ടി. ഞങ്ങളൊക്കെ ആണെങ്കിൽ വായിക്കാത്ത ഇല്ലാത്തതാണ്, എന്നാലും വളരെ ബുക്കുകൾ വായിക്കും.
വളരെ നല്ലൊരു കാര്യം. ഇന്നത്തെ കാലത്ത് അധികം കണ്ടുവരാത്തൊരു ശീലം കൂടിയാണ്.
മറ്റുള്ള പിള്ളേർ പോകുന്ന റൂട്ടിൽ നിന്ന്
വളരെ വ്യത്യസ്തമാണ്.
അതാണ് അതിൻ്റെ അകത്ത് കാര്യം. മറ്റുള്ളവരുടെ മൊബൈൽ കളിച്ച് ഗെയിം കളിച്ചിരിക്കുന്നതാണ്. അങ്ങനെ ഒരു എല്ലാം പങ്ക്ച്വലാണ് കേട്ടോ ആള്. ഫാദറും മദറും സോ ടൈറ്റ്. ആ സമയത്ത് മൊബൈൽ നോക്കാവോ ഐപാഡ് നോക്കാവോ അതെല്ലാം സ്ട്രിക്റ്റ് ആണ്. അതുകൊണ്ട് വെരി ഗുഡ്.
തീർച്ചയായിട്ടും കണ്ടുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കുന്ന പേരൻസിനും ഒരു
ഞങ്ങൾക്ക് വല്ലാത്ത, ഞങ്ങളുടെ കുടുംബത്തിലും ഉള്ള സമൂഹത്തിലും ഇതൊരു വല്ലാത്ത പേര്. ലയൺസ് ക്ലബിലുണ്ട്, എക്സ് സർവീസ്മാൻ്റെ ഇതിലൊക്കെ ഈ കിടന്ന അവാർഡ് ഒക്കെ കിട്ടിയത്.
തീർച്ചയായിട്ടും നമുക്ക് അതിനെ പറ്റിയൊക്കെ ചോദിക്കാനുണ്ട്.
ഞാനത് അങ്ങ് പറഞ്ഞപ്പോഴേക്കും ഇതൊക്കെ അവര് അറേഞ്ച് ചെയ്ത് ഇനിയും വരാൻ പോണ്ടോ.
അതെ അതെ,
നാളത്തെ കഴിഞ്ഞൊക്കെ വരാനുണ്ട്. അത് ഞാൻ അവരോട് പറഞ്ഞിട്ടില്ല. അതാണ് കണ്ടീഷൻ.
അപ്പോൾ ആൻറ്റി, ഏതായാലും കൊച്ചുമോൻ്റെ ഈ ബുക്കിനെ പറ്റിയൊക്കെ അറിഞ്ഞു കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ട് ആദ്യമായിട്ടാണ് ഇവർ നാട്ടിലേക്ക് വരുന്നത് അല്ലേ? അപ്പോൾ കൊച്ചുമോനെ നേരിട്ട് കണ്ടപ്പോൾ എന്തായിരുന്നു തോന്നി? എന്തായിരുന്നു പറയാൻ തോന്നി?
ഇമാജിനേഷൻ ആക്ച്വലി അത് എങ്ങനെ എക്സ്പ്രസ് ചെയ്യണമെന്നോ ഇങ്ങനെ കരയാനോ സന്തോഷിക്കാനോ എനിക്കറിയില്ല മക്കളെ എങ്ങനെ സ്വീകരിക്കേണ്ടതെന്ന്. സത്യത്തിൽ ഇൻതാറ്റുവേ അവര് പറഞ്ഞു അങ്ങോട്ട് വരണ്ടെന്ന് പറഞ്ഞു. ഞങ്ങളെല്ലാവരും അവരെ എയർപോർട്ടിൽ റിസീവ് ചെയ്യാനാ പോകണേ. ഇപ്പൊ ഈ കൊറോണ ആയതുകൊണ്ട് അവര് പറഞ്ഞു വരണ്ട, ഞങ്ങൾ അങ്ങോട്ട് വന്നോളൂന്ന്. ഞങ്ങൾ വാതിലും തുറന്നിട്ട് അങ്ങ് കുത്തിരിക്കുകയാണ്.
അപ്പോ ഇവര് ഫാമിലി ആയിട്ട് എത്ര ദിവസമാണ് നാട്ടിലേക്ക് വന്നത്? എത്ര ദിവസം നിൽക്കാനാണ്?
അവര് ഏകദേശം 1 മാസം നിൽക്കാനാണ് പറഞ്ഞിരിക്കുന്നത്.
അപ്പൊ അത്രയും നാളെ ഒരു നല്ല സന്തോഷം അല്ലേ?
ഒരു 2 മാസം കൂടി നിൽക്കട്ടെ എന്നാണ് ഞങ്ങളുടെ.
തീർച്ചയായിട്ടും, അതും ഈ കോവിഡ് കാലത്ത് ഇവര് തിരിച്ച് ഒരുപാട് വർഷങ്ങൾക്ക് ശേഷം അല്ലെ, 2.5 വർഷത്തിന് ശേഷമല്ലേ കാണുന്നത്. അപ്പൊ ഏതായാലും നമ്മള് ഇവരുടെ കൊച്ചു കൊച്ചു വിശേഷങ്ങളൊക്കെ കേട്ടു. ഇനിയും കുറെ വിശേഷങ്ങൾ ചോദിച്ചറിയാനുണ്ട്. അപ്പോൾ എല്ലാവരും സ്റ്റേ ട്യൂൺഡ്, ഡോണ്ട് ഗോ എനിവെയർ. വിൽ ബി ബാക്ക് ആഫ്റ്റർ എ വെരി ഷോർട്ട് ബ്രേക്ക്.
All your favorite products under one roof in Bahrain at 27-year-old Megamart and Macromart. Bakery, fresh meat and fish, fruits and vegetables, sweets and snacks, ready-to-eat foods, dairy products, grocery or consumer goods. To have a wonderful shopping experience, please visit your nearest Megamart Macromart branch. Megamart and Macromart, full of goodness.
exclusive franchisee of Cochin Kala Bhavan in Bahrain. With over a decade of existence in Bahrain, exclusive online regular classes have started for classical dances, music vocal, instrumental music, cinematic dance, Kathak, Zumba body fitness, karate and yoga, drawing, arts and craft, children's theatre. For more information, please call 3909 6845 3909 4806 3885 2397 or visit www.bahrainmediacity.com.
Welcome back. Welcome back. You're watching BMC Global Live Big Love, the family frame. Today, joining with us in this episode of Big Love is Mr. Lijo Itup and family. So, let's go ahead with further questions. Appo Lijo Cheta, after this book has been published, so much would have happened. Adinathu, few of the things are the recognitions that is being received by Leon. Appo endokka recognitions aanu iduvare kittitullathu?
Recognitions, I'll put it into two categories. One of is people have showed him love by giving with the recognition, not in actual form, and which includes my friends back. In fact, one of the friends, I did not publish it in social media in the initial stage. I published it only after 2 months. So one friend says, I'll put it. So that's the way I'll put it on my page even before you put it. She says, I can't wait myself. That's one way of recognition. Yes. Then there was a recognition from a school teacher, which we have been telling him to give books to, and she was said, okay, this is amazing. His teachers who recognized him. There was an interview in his school magazine. So there were a lot of recognitions that came in Dubai, back in Dubai, friends, families there, and from his own school. We posted on Twitter, and his school principal, she retweeted it and congratulated him. A lot of his old teachers who are there in Twitter congratulated him for writing this book. So that was an amazing phase there, then and there. As my dad says, he really doesn't understand the importance of what he's achieved. So that's, but he will know.
Yes.
So that was one part of it. When we came to Kerala, we were not expecting anything. We just came to visit our parents. That was our only intention, because it was 2.5 years since we have visited. So when we visited, and then there was, like my dad said, there's multiple people who are waiting to congratulate. Then there was one of the trophies from Lions Club, the local Lions Club from Mukanur. One was from my dad's ex-serviceman, which was handed over by the local MLA, Roji John. So that was one. One was from my mom's family, and I understand the next couple of days there was going to be multiple more awards that's going to come to him. So so a lot of awards, lot of recognitions, a lot of through love, through them, and a lot of comments that's come on dad's WhatsApp, my social media pages, where people are amazing and congratulating him. In fact, to the tune that one of Nini's school postgrad friend who's in a school, so he spoke to class 7 students and class 6 through the entire writing process. So that was another set of recognition. They sent him a note of thanks, and we are saying they wanted an autograph book of his, which we are sending across. So all of those put together, it's been an amazing journey in terms of all the recognitions that. So I hope it motivates him, and he learns that all this discipline helps in giving good results.
True.
So yeah, that's what's happened in terms of recognition.
So Leon, what do you feel after the book has been published, receiving all the feedback from many people, isn't it? What do you feel after during this time?
So after I published the book, first it felt great, obviously, because I published the book. But once I actually received that book and I actually felt it in my hand, it was a completely different feeling. I was completely ecstatic, and really I didn't expect much. Obviously, I thought I'd say, like, I'd get a couple of congratulations and all of that, but like my dad said, we didn't really plan for any of the awards I got when we came to Kerala. But when we did, I was surprised with the number of people who, that were gonna give me an award, and I was really like, how to say, happy about how a lot of people. I didn't know that many people would know about that I wrote a book. Maybe just my close family, but from the things like the Lions Club, and then my granddad's ex-serviceman and all of that. I was very excited to for all of these awards.
So your classes have been online all this while, or have you gone for offline classes?
I'm going to school now. It was online in Dubai until last year. I think after the summer break, there was an option to do school, but only at the start of this year I had started going.
So how was the reaction of your friends and teachers?
I didn't. Only people who knew I was writing my book was my parents. No one else knew.
Okay.
And then my friends figured it out when after it published, and they congratulated me. And that
did they read your book?
Some of them have. At least the part of it. But yeah.
So how many pages does this book have? How many chapters? More details.
So I'm not remember the exact number of pages, but I think it's on the upwards end of 80.
Okay.
And if I'm at the chapters, there's like 10, 11.
Okay. So whom do you recommend the book to be read by? All children or adults?
It could be anyone, really. I feel like the book could be read by anyone.
I see.
And if it's especially for those people who really like fantasy and adventure.
So Leon, after the book has been published, you would have given interviews before, right?
Yes. So I did one interview in my school. I even did an interview with a few other people, and there's also the interview I'm doing now.
So Leon, this might be a question that you're repeatedly asked, which is, who is your inspiration, or something that inspired you, or do you have any role models?
So the people that inspired me would be my parents, and also that teacher I mentioned earlier who said my writing was good. Even the rest of my family, even if they didn't know that I was writing a book, I still felt that how proud they would be if I published a book, so they indirectly inspired me.
Yes. So what do you want to be when you grow up? Your ambition.
So I like sports, but I also like math.
Okay.
So if I combine both of them, I would like to be a sports analyst.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's really nice.
Yes.
So you like football, you mentioned earlier.
Yes.
So do you go to play very often?
Yes, I do play. I play with my friends in the park, football.
What about in the school?
I do play. I play for my school team.
Yeah, wow, nice. What are your other hobbies? Anything else?
I like to read a lot.
Yes, definitely.
I also like to play video games, and I also love watching F1, which is one of the recent things I've really been attached to, you could say. And those are the main things I like to do.
Yes. So, can we expect another book soon?
Yeah, sometime in the future. Yeah.
So, Nini Chechi, you have seen him grow from his childhood. So, how was the journey? And there are mothers and other parents watching this. So, what would you like to tell them? Like, there are parents who don't really realize what the talents of their children are, and there are many parents who force the children into studies, and even if they can't do really well, still studies concentrated alone. So, what is your advice to them?
My advice is, and based on your own experience, you need to be well-rounded. I mean, you should have an aptitude for studies, but that should not be the only avenue you should focus. There can be other things they are interested in.
Yes.
Sports, reading, writing, dancing, art. So the way we both do it is, since both of us are working, we've kind of split the actions.
Okay.
I focus mainly on his academics.
Okay.
And Lejo focuses whatever is related to his extracurricular activity, to ensure, we don't force things on him and he picks.
Yes.
And from childhood, we've tried to give him an option to look at various activities. Right from, I still remember when he was small, he was interested in drawing. Now I don't know he would even want to do that. Gave him an exposure to swimming, tennis, football. And I think football stuck with him because Lijo also was a football player for his school and college team.
Okay.
So that's where, and he stuck on to that. And after that, be it parkour or so many other things he's been into.
Yes.
And after maybe a quarter, we asked him, do you want to continue? Like the I think communication class was quite good because we always felt, he's always in a hurry. He has things in his mind. He does not communicate it fully. So that's when Lijo knew somebody, this Malavika, and she was running a communication class, and we enrolled him for 3 months. That played quite a bit role because they taught him how to structure your thoughts. And maybe that's where this whole writing thing started. He plays, so like every normal child, we give him a chance to go out and play, or video games, or even watch YouTube.
True.
So, but we should not push your child into an area that you wanted to do or you feel is what would give you a chance to go and tell people my child is doing XYZ.
True.
Like writing, we didn't force him. It's something that came through his own passion. And since I take care of his academics, I read what he writes in his books, and thoroughly the language is totally different. And that's where the difference between what is your passion and a routine comes. And now I keep telling you write so well, your book is written, why don't you bring that into practice in your day-to-day studies? But I think that's something that he has, because they are two different aspects.
Yes.
So as a mom, I can only say, let the child do what they want. All you should do is guide them.
Yes.
And when you know something they are not interested, as much as possible, let's not force them.
True.
So I really don't have too much of an advice to give. The main thing is, be it anyone, I think we always love or we have passion when we do something that is close to our heart. Same applies for kids. Let them go in an area where they want. As a parent, our job is to guide them. If they stray, tell them what is right. But finally, it's their life. They need to live and enjoy the journey and whatever be the goal. So they should not look back, or you should not look back and feel, I force them to do something and they are not enjoying it. So let them enjoy, let them live their life. We are just there to guide them.
Yes.
Thank you.
That is definitely one advice of parenting which people keep repeating. We need to be reminded of it. Anyways, അങ്കിളുടെ അടുത്തേക്ക് തിരിച്ചു വരികയാണെങ്കിൽ അങ്കിൾ പറഞ്ഞു മിലിറ്ററിയിലുള്ള ആ ഒരു ലൈഫിനെ പറ്റി ഉറപ്പായിട്ടും ഒരുപാട് പറയാനുണ്ടാവും. അപ്പൊ ഏതായാലും ആ ഒരു എക്സ്പീരിയൻസിനെ പറ്റി.
Well, I joined the army during 1963.
Okay.
That is long back.
എനിക്ക് ഇമാജിൻ ചെയ്യാൻ പോലും പറ്റാത്ത.
Now my age is, you can calculate.
പറയണ്ട, കുഴപ്പമില്ല.
രണ്ട് യുദ്ധത്തിലും ഞാൻ പാകിസ്ഥാനിലായിരുന്നു, പാകിസ്ഥാൻ ഏരിയയിലായിരുന്നു.
Okay.
Even after ceasefire also, I have to happen to stay there for another 6 months. അത് വാറിൻ്റെ ഒരു സ്ട്രാറ്റജിയാണ്. അത് നമ്മളെ ഏരിയ ക്ലിയർ ചെയ്ത് കൊടുക്കണം, അങ്ങനെയുള്ള ഇതൊക്കെ ഉണ്ട്. അതൊന്നും പറയുന്നില്ല. 2 വാറിൽ യുദ്ധം ചെയ്ത് വന്നവരിൽ ഇപ്പോൾ ഒരു മെഡൽ എനിക്ക് കിട്ടി. ഈ റീസെൻ്റ്ലി MLA gave me, that is the medal. It is there. അപ്പോൾ അതിനുള്ള ഇന്ത്യയിൽ ഒത്തിരി പേരുണ്ടായിരുന്നു 2 യുദ്ധത്തിൽ പങ്കെടുത്ത്. ഈ മൂക്കന്നൂരിനെ സംബന്ധിച്ച് പറഞ്ഞു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ, I am the only person who fought 2 wars in 1971 and 65 back. So that was my strategy. Army service, I served there for 15 years. Now I am getting pension. And it was a adventurous job. You should know.
True.
Army is a thing that people will get fit in every aspect, physically, mentally, and everything. We have to do that. So that was army life. After retirement, I wrote an exam for State Bank of India, and I got a job in State Bank of India, Calcutta, named Asansol. So there I got job as a cashier. So I served there around 24 years. My total service was out of Kerala. കേരളത്തിന് പുറത്താണ് എല്ലാം ചെയ്തുകൊണ്ടിരുന്നത്. അതുകൊണ്ട് ഫ്രാങ്ക്ലി പറഞ്ഞ പിള്ളേരവിടെ പഠിപ്പിക്കാനുള്ള നല്ല സ്കൂൾ കിട്ടി. പിള്ളേരവിടെ പഠിച്ചു. They did well, and again I said they did well. Both are in a good condition. we are happy as a at this age. A person is having such a situation means both children are doing well. It is a big thing. Nothing to worry about us. So we are happy physically, mentally, and every aspects. We are happy very well.
അപ്പോൾ ഏതായാലും അങ്കിളുടെ കരിയറിനെ പറ്റിയൊക്കെ സംസാരിച്ചു. ഇപ്പം റിട്ടയർമെന്റ് ലൈഫാണ് അല്ലേ? പക്ഷെ റിട്ടയർമെന്റ് ലൈഫിലും വെറുതെ ഇരിക്കുന്നില്ല എന്നാണ് ഞാൻ മനസ്സിലാക്കുന്നത്. അപ്പൊ എങ്ങനെയാണ് സോഷ്യൽ ലൈഫ് ഇപ്പൊ എൻജോയ് ചെയ്യുന്നത്?
Actually, when I was in service, I got some time from 10 to 5. When I was in the bank, I have to work only 10 to 5. Now I am more
full time.
I got involved with so many institute, means what is called Lions Club, Mukkannur Sahridaya Charitable Society. That is a society which helps the cancer patient. We got around 180 members in that. We got some fixed deposit over there. And we used to help them. I am the person who, you can say as a field officer, I am working like that. I used to go to the patient and I write a report. This is the condition of this patient. You can pay this much. Some other people also will accompany me, but I am the superior in that case. And Lions Club is there. In Lions Club, I am the eldest one, and they obey me. I don't know why it is so. They obey me. In the ex-serviceman also, I am the president for 17 years. Nobody is willing to change me. Lions Club, I advise them. They obey my advice everywhere. And they ask me before doing something, what to do on this. I advise them. That is why I am fully engaged. Here also locally also some are there water irrigation. I was an engineer in the army, Madras Engineering Group. And my work was in engineering side. I got some more idea about engineering. So here one pump set is working, irrigation, and I am looking after that. I got fully engaged. Fully engaged.
So all the time happy.
All the time. I am engaged, fully engaged, so I am healthy also.
Yes.
I can't sit a single minute. Some problem will come up and I will solve it. That is the thing.
That's great. അപ്പോൾ ഏതായാലും അങ്കിളുടെ വിശേഷങ്ങളൊക്കെ കേട്ടു. അപ്പോൾ അങ്കിളുടെ ഒപ്പം തന്നെ ഇപ്പോൾ ഈ ഒരു റിട്ടയർമെന്റ് ലൈഫിൽ ആൻറ്റിയും എങ്ങനെയൊക്കെയാണ്, ഇങ്ങനെ എല്ലാ ദിവസവും എങ്ങനെയാണ് ഒരു റൂട്ടീൻ, പിന്നെ 40 years വർക്ക് കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ടാണ് ഇപ്പോൾ ഒരു റിട്ടയർമെന്റിലേക്ക് എത്തിയേക്കുന്നത്. അപ്പോൾ ഇപ്പം എങ്ങനെയാണ് ടൈം പാസ് ചെയ്യുന്നതൊക്കെ എങ്ങനെയാണ്?
അങ്ങനെ ചോദിച്ചാൽ അങ്കിളിൻ്റെ കൂടെ ഞാൻ എപ്പോഴും എല്ലാ കാര്യങ്ങൾക്കും എല്ലാ ഓഫീസ് സപ്പോർട്ടായിട്ടുണ്ട്. ലയൺസ് ക്ലബിലായാലും എന്ത് മീറ്റിങ്ങോ ഗെറ്റ് ടുഗദറോ എല്ലാം ഒത്തിരി ഗെറ്റ് ടുഗദർ ഞങ്ങൾക്കുണ്ട്. എക്സ് സർവീസിൻ്റെ ഫാമിലി ഗെറ്റ് ടുഗദർ ഉണ്ട്. എല്ലാത്തിനും ഞാൻ ഒരിക്കലും ഈവൻ എൻ്റെ മുട്ട് മാറ്റി വെച്ചിട്ടും പോലും ഞാനത് അവോയ്ഡ് ചെയ്തിട്ടില്ല.
അതൊക്കെയാണല്ലോ ഒരു
സന്തോഷത്തോടു കൂടി പുള്ളിക്കാരൻ്റെ കൂടെ എൻ്റെ ലൈഫ് ലീഡ് ചെയ്യുന്നു.
തീർച്ചയായിട്ടും അങ്ങനെ എൻഗേജ്ഡ് ആയിട്ട് ഇരിക്കുമ്പോഴാണ് എപ്പോഴും നമുക്കൊരു സന്തോഷം.
ഞാൻ വെറുതെ ഇരിക്കില്ല ഒരിക്കലും എന്ന് വെച്ചിട്ടുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ വീട്ടിൽ എന്തെങ്കിലും ഉണ്ടെങ്കിൽ എന്തെങ്കിലും ചെയ്തുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കും. കുക്കിംഗ് ആയാലും എല്ലാ കാര്യങ്ങളും ചെയ്തുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കുന്നത് ഞാൻ തന്നെയാണ്.
അതാണ് ഇത്ര എനർജറ്റിക്കും ഹാപ്പിയും ആയിട്ടിരിക്കുന്നതിന്റെ.
എന്നെ ഹസ്ബൻഡ് എപ്പോഴും സപ്പോർട്ടീവാണ്, മക്കളും സപ്പോർട്ടീവാണ്. മക്കളും നല്ല നിലയിൽ വന്നു. പിന്നെ ഞാൻ എന്തിനു ചിന്തിക്കണം? നോ ചിന്ത.
ഡെഫിനറ്റ്ലി വളരെ ബ്യൂട്ടിഫുൾ ആയിട്ടൊരു ഫാമിലിയാണ് നമ്മുടെ ഒപ്പം ഇന്ന് ബിഗ് ലെവലുള്ളത്. സോ കമ്മിങ് ബാക്ക് ടു ലിയോൺ, there might be children viewing this program right now. There might be children who would like to write, who would want to start writing. So definitely you are some person who can help them out. So what would be your tips to children of your age who are interested in writing?
So if you to write a work, I know you might have a lot of ideas at the start of your book, and the way I picked the idea for my book was that whatever I felt like I could write a good story about. Like I was overloaded with ideas when I started writing my book, but I felt this topic and this idea, I could definitely write a good book on this idea. And once you've picked your idea, and you should really, what I feel like you should try to read your book as many times as you can, because there's multiple reasons for this. One, just to check if your work is good, if you like
Yes.
your work. Another thing is to see if you've got any influence from some other book. Like, let's say you read this book recently, and without knowing, when you're writing your book, you take something from that book unbeknownst to you. And this happened to me once, but I changed it later. And so just try to make sure that you don't do that, because you want to make your work as unique as possible. And I don't think there's any other advice I can give except just, if you feel like your book is good, then it's good. To you it's good, it means it's probably good. Even if you think it's bad, show it to someone you know, maybe your parents, maybe your friends, someone you know that could give you some good feedback to improve your writing later.
What was one feedback that you received that you really cherish? Something that you would like to say?
One thing I do hear every day, the one I did mention, is just to recheck your work. My parents tell it to me. My teacher told it to me to just to recheck your work. Even not only for writing, but anytime, anywhere, you should recheck your work.
Yes, that's true. Other than that, from those who read your book, after they read, is there some feedback that you still feel that next time when I write, I'll definitely keep this in mind, or some appreciation that you received which you really liked? Anything like that?
The feedback I've received is, one, it's a good book, which I feel like I'm proud of that. Another would that's the main feedback. A lot of people are obviously proud of me, and I'm not sure about any I've not gotten like feedback about how to improve my writing so far, because I'm not sure a lot of people have read my book yet. But once people start reading my book, I think I'll start to get a bit more feedback.
Definitely. Anyways, Lija Cheta, for a child who would like to go ahead with their dreams, one aspect definitely needed is a supportful family. So, your advice to parents out there, to families out there?
Yeah, so again, I feel I'm not to give an advice per se, but as he spoke of few interests that he had, and the way so as Nini looks after education and looked after extracurricular, it's always a challenge because there's so many options extracurricular. So my dad also said I bought a lot of books. Now when I buy books, so I buy the books for him. So when I buy the books for him, I look at three kinds of books for him. One which he loves, like if it's Rick Jordan and he likes fantasy, those are the kind of books that I buy for him because he'll definitely read. Then there are some books which I kind of explore, there's a new series that Artemis Fowl, which we realize is in the genre that he reads, and he loves it. And then there is a few books which will take him completely outside his comfort zone, which I want him to experiment. He may fail in I may fail in the experiment, or he may fail in the experiment, but he will learn some other day or some other time. So it is important that you do not know what is the limits of your child. Yes. So even though while you keep him comfortable in what he's doing, but also test the fringe till what you can take your kid to, right? Without being overbearing, right? We test him out for everything so that he is able to test it and see that for himself. So if he can, even for like we both of us being health freaks, we say that if he can run 4 kilometers, can he push it to 5? Can he push it to 6? So keep pushing him, the child, not to the tune that it breaks. So let him experiment. So then he'll find his own way of doing so. So I'm not give advice, but every kid has their own talent. Everybody is born unique. It's like blaming an elephant that he can't climb a tree, right? The elephant has his own job. So it's important that you identify the talent of that kid and make them go stronger, because a lot of the time we are so focused on making that he's got this weak point, let me make that weak point go away. That is his weak point for whatever reason.
Yes.
So find that in the initial 5 to 6 years of your life, of the kid's life, find that strength, keep nurturing that strength. That, for example, now F1 is something that he's recently picked up. It came out of the blue, right? So now I share a lot of F1 stuff with him, right? A lot of conversation around F1 racing and all the memes and all the articles about that. So then you discovered a new interest and encourage that interest to learn more. So yeah, so that's it. Encourage your kid, make them go stronger, test out how far they can go with that same interest, and then build on that. That's what I did. I hope it works for all parents too.
Definitely, it was a wonderful episode with this family here today. On behalf of Bahrain Media City, Leon Verghese has received an honor of appreciation. So let us go watch the visuals of that honor. അപ്പോൾ തീർച്ചയായിട്ടും ഒരു മനോഹരമായൊരു എപ്പിസോഡായിരുന്നു ഇന്നത്തെ ബിഗ് ലവ് എപ്പിസോഡ് നമുക്കുണ്ടായിരുന്നത്. അപ്പോൾ എല്ലാവരും ട്രാവലിംഗ് ത്രൂ ദി ഏജസ് എന്ന ഈ പുസ്തകം ആമസോൺ സ്റ്റോഴ്സിൽ വേൾഡ് വൈഡ് അവൈലബിൾ ആണ്. തീർച്ചയായിട്ടും ഈ പുസ്തകം വാങ്ങിക്കുക, നിങ്ങൾ വായിച്ചു നോക്കുക, നിങ്ങളുടെ ഫീഡ്ബാക്ക് അറിയിക്കുക. ഉറപ്പായിട്ടും അത് ലിയോണിനെ ഇനി അങ്ങോട്ട് തീർച്ചയായിട്ടും സഹായിക്കുന്നതായിരിക്കും. ഒപ്പം ലിയോണിന് എല്ലാവിധ അനുഗ്രഹങ്ങളും ഇനി അങ്ങോട്ട് ഫോർ ഹിസ് ഫ്യൂച്ചർ എൻഡേവേഴ്സ്. ഐ വിഷ് ഹിം ഓൾ ദ വെരി ബെസ്റ്റ്. And definitely, I'm sure he will move ahead. He will be achieving a lot in the coming years because he has a wonderful supporting family here. So this week's Big Love, we are winding up here. This is Marina Francis signing off. Stay tuned to BMC Global Live for a wide range of entertaining programs. Good night.
All your favorite products under one roof in Bahrain at 27-year-old Megamart and Macromart. Bakery, fresh meat and fish, fruits and vegetables, sweets and snacks, ready-to-eat foods, dairy products, grocery or consumer goods. To have a wonderful shopping experience, please visit your nearest Megamart Macromart branch. Megamart and Macromart, full of goodness.
With our stunning collection of fine jewelry, gemstones, pearls and diamonds, fine pieces in timeless designs and unspoken elegance. Al Siraj Jewelry, our story, our pride.
വിഷമിക്കണ്ട, എല്ലാം ശരിയാവും.
ലുലു മണി, സ്നേഹപൂർവ്വം.
The exclusive franchisee of Cochin Kala Bhavan in Bahrain. With over a decade of existence in Bahrain, exclusive online regular classes have started for classical dances, music vocal, instrumental music, cinematic dance, Kathak, Zumba body fitness, karate and yoga, drawing, arts and craft, children's theatre. For more information, please call 3909-6845, 3909-4806, 3885-2397, or visit www.bahrainmediacity.com. Since 2006, Magnum Imprint have been offering high standards of quality with our professional team that delivers all your advertising and promotional requirements efficiently and promptly. For more details, please contact 39887088 or 33856330 or 3355